Ms. Foxx, and a member opposed. Each will control 5 minutes. The chair now recognizes the gentlewoman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to speak in support of this amendment, which we're calling Do Not Contact Amendment to H.R. 800, which I agree is the Employee Intimidation Act. I strongly oppose H.R. 800 in its current form, and that's why I've submitted this amendment. This amendment requires the National Labor Relations Board to promulgate standards and a model notice for an employee to put him or herself on a do not contact list to avoid union solicitation. This will really test whether the opposition believes what they have just been saying in the last few minutes. By removing workers' rights to a private ballot election, we're consequently leaving those workers vulnerable to coercion, pressure, outright intimidation, and threats. But if we have a do not contact list, then they can avoid the intimidations and threats. Let me illustrate the need for a do not contact list by quoting from the testimony of Tom Riley, employee of Cintas Corporation in Pennsylvania, before the Subcommittee on Employer-Employee Relations, House Committee on Education and the Workforce on September 30, 2004. Quote, "But I draw the line, Mr. Chairman, when union organizers come to my house on a Sunday afternoon telling my wife that they were with the company and needed to talk with me. When I came to the door, they admitted they were really with the union and started trying to tell me all sorts of bad things about Cintas. I told them to leave, and they eventually did. I called a friend of mine from work, and he said they'd been to his house too. What's disturbing is that I have an unlisted telephone number and address on purpose. And I don't like the fact that union organizers are now coming to my door, lying to my wife about who they are and what they want. I've since learned that the union may have gotten my personal information illegally by copying down my license plate number and getting information from the state's vehicle registration files, which we understand is a violation of the Federal Driver's Privacy Protection Act. In one case, there's a coworker who doesn't live with his parents, but the car he drives was registered at his parents' address, and his parents got visits by union organizers. That's why several of my fellow employees and me, along with a number of our family members, have filed a lawsuit against the unions for what we believe they've done in violation of federal law. And it appears that the unions have been doing this to other employees in other parts of the country too." End quote. Madam Chairman, this is why I think Congress must consider the Do Not Contact Amendment to further protect American workers. I now yield 2 minutes to my colleague from California, Mr. McKeon.
Gentleman's recognized.